Chapter 15. My Farewell Party. Look, I tried to avoid this subject, but I guess I can't help it. In the twilight of my life, I am haunted by thoughts about my farewell party. What party did you have in mind? I mean that moment when all my dear ones escort me to the great beyond, to the green fields watered with tears of love and yearning, when they lavish me with all the praises I had never been lucky enough to hear. I'm sure you got the idea already. As reluctant as I might be to think about it, I see what is on your mind. So please tell me how you envision that party. Well, it feels somewhat awkward to describe what I, most probably, will never experience, doesn't it? However, I definitely know what I wish not to see on my last farewell. Please, elaborate. I wouldn't like it to drive my dear ones to any mourning, anguish, or horror, but inspire them with the opposite sentiments. Is it possible? Outburst of crying is the most natural and inevitable response of a mournful person. Well, I wish them to shed for me tears of joy, for all the pleasures life offered me, rather than deplore their loss at my departure. Nonetheless, I will definitely cry missing you, since you were my magic mentor. It takes a great courage to cry, which sometimes I fail to muster or recognize the immensity of understanding it indicates. Yet now my introspection taught me the art of crying joyfully and resigning to excitement shamelessly. However, my friend, what I intended was to tell you about some wonderful farewell party I had attended several years ago. Tell me more. We parted then from Raphael, an old friend, an unstoppable joker, who always kept smiling. His wonderful mind always managed to perceive the brightest sides of life. Despite the all-too-real calamities he had lived through, his parents had been struggling for many years with dementia, and one day, on a regular medical checkup, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The doctors gave him just a few weeks to live. Passionately in love with his life, he was resolved not to let reality dispirit him. Therefore, he carefully planned his own funeral, which thrilled us in a most wonderful way. His coffin stood open in his parish church, where all his dear ones paid him their last respect. Two of them were half laughing, half crying. When I approached to kiss him for the very last time, I couldn't believe just how masterfully he mocked at his fate. His yellowish skin was covered with a t-shirt decorated with the similarly yellow face of Homer Simpson. The perfect composition of their colors was enough to make me smile. But here's the best of it. Under Homer's face, which made all of us laugh for so many years, I detected the hilarious sentence concluding Monty Python's comedy, Life of Brian. Always look on the bright side of life. I instantly betrayed a melancholic smile, my mind, overwhelmed with a blend of horror and happiness, brightly enlightened at this dark moment. The very feelings Raphael wanted us to experience that day. This taught me to look at life from the right perspective, of acceptance and contentment. Was that a surprising confession? I never imagined people could give such farewell parties which give their participants so much joy. Bear in mind, life always offers you joys, even at ultimate farewell parties. It makes perfect sense. So how did you envision your own funeral? Curiously, when asked to describe their own funeral, people are stricken with genuine existential horror, since it compels them to retell their life stories from their loved ones' perspectives. Once they elaborate on it, they come to reveal their innermost and sincerest wishes for the very first time in life. Yet I, who am already aware of that, can envision my very last farewell, which I am to conduct from high above, in some super-logical manner. I guess I would like it to be a cheerful, inspiring event, preferably with some gifted comedian telling humorous anecdotes about me, making people cry over me for the right reasons. I would like to conclude it with an orchestra playing Vivaldi's Four Seasons, and some celebrity folk singer performing oldies but goldies. This will make me happy even after death. I would like to wish you this event will never take place. Yet at the same, I know it will, so I'll be happy to enjoy your party. I highly appreciate that. Let me tell you, it is most impressive to be willing to resign to death so calmly, thus somewhat immortalizing our current friendship. The point is, he who is willing to part this world proudly keeps one's spirit alive until one's very last moment, through constant self-destruction and self-regeneration. Many times, I reached such high levels of consciousness and experienced moments of such powerful joy, which allowed me to accept my demise with complete resignation. It was because deep down, I could see my life from the right perspective, thus enhancing momentary pleasures, making the most of them, like our inner child who cries, "Gosh, what a great day." Such a person is constantly inspired with such emotions, making one think he or she achieved the climax of joy life can offer. Well, I'm amazed at the way you managed to bring your carefree inner child into this rather heavy dialogue. It's elementary. What except innocent, childish, lively perspective could drive one to conceive such a masterful manipulation of our minds like that of my dear Raphael? So how do you envision your farewell party? Will it enhance your resolution to realize right now your latent desires? If this chapter resonated with you, I invite you to explore my books. There, I dive deeper into the questions of philosophy and psychology through an inner dialogue with my older self. You can find them through the link below.